A question I've seen a lot lately is, do I think we'll ever see a continuation of the Skywalker Saga? Will we see episodes 10, 11, and 12? I want to say up front that is not something I want to see happen, at least not right away. I've said many times before that I'm glad we're moving on from the Skywalker Saga because I think it'll be so freeing to explore new stories and characters. Going into a new movie with 40 years of emotional baggage connected to the Skywalker Saga characters is a pretty big hurdle to overcome. So I'm excited for things like The High Republic. I'm excited when I hear that the new films on the horizon will explore new characters and eras and locations of the galaxy. I want the new stuff. That said, realistically speaking, it's probably only a matter of time before we continue the story of Rey Skywalker, if not literally, at least more conceptually. I do think there is a way I would like to see it done, and that's what I want to talk about today. First, I don't want it to be called episodes 10, 11, and 12. That's too connected to the Skywalker Saga, and I believe it should end with Luke, Leia, and Ben becoming one with the Force. The official, born from the Force bloodline that began with Anakin has ended, but of course the name lives on through Rey. In fact, from reading the Art of the Rise of Skywalker book, which includes some early discussions about where the sequel trilogy would go, it sounds like that was one through line that existed from the very start. The idea that the Skywalker line may end, but that the name itself would continue on through Rey. It sounds like creators didn't quite see eye to eye on how to best present that idea, whether Rey should be a nobody or a Palpatine, but the message is the same. And it's a message I wouldn't mind seeing explored further, but in my opinion it would be best explored well in the future of the galaxy. Rey burying the lightsabers of Luke and Leia feels like the perfect setup for a new space fantasy story. Evil rears its ugly head yet again. No, not you, Palpatine, you stay dead this time. The Jedi will hopefully be around and growing because I don't want to see yet another failed attempt, but maybe there are some new Padawans that are chosen by the Force and they wind up wielding the lightsabers of heroes long gone. That's a well-worn fantasy trope, but one I would gladly see play out in Star Wars. That said, I don't want to see yet another quest all about finding the lightsabers. The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker more than covered that. We gotta find this thing so we can find this other thing so we can find Luke or Palpatine. I would prefer the lightsabers somehow be the catalyst for a quest. Maybe some siblings find them and they are thrust on a grand adventure. Since Rey Nobody didn't exactly pan out, I wouldn't mind seeing some similar characters who genuinely have no power in the Force until they find the lightsabers, learn and grow among the existing Jedi. They could face some of the arguments fans make within the movie itself. Why did the Force choose them to wield the lightsabers? Why are they able to progress so quickly? It could kind of be like if the Jedi were still around when Luke popped up at the age of 19 and he started to outpace everyone, which is basically what happened with Anakin at the age of 9 as well, but we didn't get to actually see that happen on screen. I think there would be some interesting ideas and themes to explore there. I don't know, I'm spitballing, but my point is I do think there is some interesting potential for the future of the Star Wars timeline. I think another quote-unquote sequel trilogy could work, but I hope it differentiates itself from the Skywalker Saga. I think making it too connected to episodes 1 through 9 would be a mistake. The influence of the Skywalkers should be felt, sure, but it shouldn't dominate the story. But I still think we are a ways off from anything like this happening. I think it makes more sense to jump back in the timeline. There's a lot of potential already to show us a new take on the Jedi and the Sith. We can still follow new characters set up in a partially established framework. We know some of the big events in galactic history, and I would think that would be a little easier to prepare for as storytellers. Jumping into the future sounds more difficult to me. Figuring out where to go from the end of Episode 9 is a much more daunting task. I want Lucasfilm to really take their time with that and plan it out. Give one producer or writer or director or all of the above the chance to put one vision forward instead of letting it ping-pong back and forth. And that's all I really have to say on the matter for now. After being asked about the potential of a sequel trilogy so many times, I finally wanted to actually think about ways it could work. And I do think it could, even if it's not my first choice for the immediate future of Star Wars. Let me know what you think would be a solid setup for the Star Wars film set after Episode 9 in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.